And Utah will bring it across. It's just Lauri. He hands it off to Harkless. Order against the Hornets and that loss on Friday, but overall had a pretty good offensive night. Armstrong on the drive, then the bucket. Yeah, Tui at the end of the shot clock, wild one. Tipped it up and in, just the way Drew up it. Then Utah's first game. Started by 37. Here's Cody Williams downhill. Lays it home with the left. His all-ball defensive ability to create things. With his speed, they were evident. They go up the loose ball scramble. Fine. It's the Jazz on him that time. But Hawkins goes Tweed, steps back. Wow. He used the self-checkout line. Hawkins with a long two. Boy, Hawkins had a notion. Now directing traffic. Matching, and he's able to shoot it even with his defense in his space, which just wasn't how he's running to the line. One more time. Nice little step through layup, good. And adds those flurries of 3-pointers to what they're trying to do with their movement and spacing and how it frees up things for right. Steph Curry and Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler. Oh, what? There it is. 10-0 run for the Warriors. Filipowski turned the corner, man. Great agility and handle by the big man. But not as in-depth as you're going to in a regular season game, right? They saw when he had space up before the other night. She gets downhill speed at you. He's a really good decision maker. They're trying to stop his progress in the backcourt. Collier back out to Filipowski. No hesitation. Sunoco battling Mobley underneath, rips it away. Nice cut by Filipowski. Head finish. Look at everybody else on the floor. Yeah. In the way, just like physically, he's carrying himself and his strength and his self-assuredness. Wow, bucket and one. Shackelford dropped him on the chase action, gets it back. Good switch by Filipowski, moving his feet well. And he forces the turnover. Collier goes and one. He should be open. He just turn and shoot it. And all of a sudden, there's a hand over top of the ball because they cover the ground. So that's the biggest adjustment for all of these guys. And this is the time of year where everything started falling into place still in terms of any real changes or points of emphasis going forward. But in these early discussions, what else should we be talking about? But nonetheless, if there were a shooter on this podcast, we would probably appreciate this big body. Had a meeting today, and we'll continue those discussions tomorrow. And of course, everything that we do in terms of dealing with a lot tomorrow, and have discussions about it. And as the competition committee, that's of course strongest. That's players, coaches, as is anyone in this league, whether that be, coaches, young and young players, you want to see that make steps. And some people are making steps into Creature Flow, some are making their first steps as D-League officials. And when we see those positive steps, those that can apply, Peach Stewie, Alter, Richard, or great spin move inside, then bucket foul, and getting him to open up a little bit now. He's seeing the better side of the one, and people don't get to see very much with athletes. Both. Collier missed. Williams followed it just to put a period on it. So he came out of the gates absolutely firing. They got off to a great start. As a result, Shackelford with the 3 from the league, coming to Vegas, and just important to guys. Like we've had a very long summer together, and we worked really hard. So, what do you like about the way that you played last week? Man, I think, like I said, we put in a lot of work. It was probably frustrating, right? But when you have conversations with head coach Will Hardy, what are the expectations and the vision moving forward with such a young, talented roster? A different mindset in us, just obviously it's going to be a different season this year. We're a young team, but I think all of these guys come out in that first game. All eyes are on you. You're the featured player of that particular game. And I think sometimes we play that way. It's very difficult to find a rhythm. Game 2, they typically settle down. I saw that and keep it flat. Guys switching hands in the air to avoid the contact. Up and down we go. And a bucket at the other end by Golden State. Quick counter. Nice run out. Okay. Cool. Ooh, the hell right now. Baseline drive. Good help defense. And that 3 is good again, boy. Axel Eastness has done a nice job in limited time. Go on. Golden State right now with their tempo after bakes is the difference. Utah Jazz Summer League coach. Come on. Here's Cody Williams. And that ball to the victory lap and finally fell. I'm looking forward to seeing the next chapter in Taylor Hendricks' comeback. Look at Utah Jazz, great pick. And pass ahead. Right? What? Basements with the cross. Dude, raises up. I'm on the court right now with Cam McGriff. Cam, you get your first summer league start tonight. How do you think that you're playing so far? Well, I just try to focus on being the energy guy and bring a lot of intensity for the team. I have a good amount of experience on NBA, but in many other places, so I try to bring that to a young team today. They're trying to come out with a win. Golden State had as big of a lead as 17. How do you guys continue to cut into this deficit? Just taking good shots and you give yourself on defense. I think we were blipping them to one shot. Offensively, they were in a good spot. Thanks, Cam. Thank you. Just standing there in a relaxed position. Armstrong being hounded out front. Great defense, better offense though. Everybody gathered it and ran, and also in a more relaxed mindset. Yeah, said they would be a lot of times during the regular season. It's a 6-point game. Armstrong around the Mobley screen. Nice layup glass, man. He was slick with it in the first game. So Utah came out trying to beat his progress. He has settled down. And he's done a much better job, big, strong, through all that pressure. Wow. Great move inside. Back up the bar. Quiet match. 16 points from recruit back to that one. So no go on the drive. Break time inside. And Cody Williams looking for a call. Won't get it. He's repaid steal. God, he stunted that tackle. Matson. He made Matson think he was pinching on the lane. He's trying to lead him into that cross-court pass. Drift with a jab. Richard for three. Big trigger is good. Comfortable real early here. A rookie year. Now he's not. Hey. Stelson Mitchell with another big game for the Fever, leading the way in scoring. In the absence of Caitlin Clark, Williams with the jump. Tell me about Cody Williams' jumper really good. Then prior three he took, it seemed like there was some odd rotation on the ball. This last one was better. Armstrong. That's an off the elbow action. Nice lane with the left. Was just perfect. Catch the ball and immediately swings through to get that first step advantage. Pretty cool. Armstrong. Rebounded by the Jazz, temporarily. Wow, what a circus shot by Howard's Chewy. Leans back up to 14. Jimmy's put himself together. Pretty nice night. 15. Got 3 out. And 3,000. Trying to keep his team in it. Delane churns the corners. And Filipowski packed that. Chris Jones, the Jazz, some like head coach, marking out the play. And the play is for Cody Williams. Yeah, he really could accelerate. Asmus might have gotten away with a push-off there. It's a good roll by Filipowski for the layup. And it's down to a 6-point game with 46.6 to go. Let the team in points, threes, and free throws made and steals. And the good news now, it appears as if Filipowski will not foul anybody before we get off here. Golden State wins it 103-93.